Not every beach trip would be peaceful. There are times when incredible encounters, outrageous incidents, and shocking creatures can show themselves. And here are some of those beach moments that no one would have believed if they were not filmed. Giant ocean sunfish. A giant ocean sunfish weighing more than 4,409 pounds was recently caught off the coast of Ceuta. This living rock was caught in the tuna fishing net and required a crane to carry it. It was 3.2 meters long and 2.9 meters wide. This fish was so massive that it almost broke a 1,000-kilogram scale. A Spanish marine biologist, Enrique Ostale, told The Guardian that he had only read in books about the ocean sunfish of this size. The sunfish gets its unique name from its habit of coming to the sea surface to sunbathe. Must be nice to sunbathe and not get sunburned. Check it out! Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so Big Nose Marine Monster. On the 5th of January, a few fishermen in Bremen, Maine were getting ready to start their day when they discovered a 26-foot-long carcass of the basking shark. That's nearly the size of a pickup truck. The cause of its death is still unknown. The scientific name for this shark is Ceterinus maximus, which translates to the biggest nose sea monster. These are the second largest fish, coming right after the whale sharks. Despite their scary appearance and large size, they are harmless to humans and mostly feed by moving forward with their mouths open, filtering out the seawater through their gills, only consuming the zooplanktons and other tiny marine creatures. 700-pound Goliath grouper. This giant rock-like fish was found dead on the beach. The monster was so heavy, it required a crane to move it. This nightmarish fish, known as Goliath grouper, was found dead on the beach because of the red tide. The red tide is the blooming of harmful sea algae that can seriously harm marine life. The beachgoers found this washed-up giant pretty fascinating. Although this creature is the stuff of nightmares, it's still sad to see such a huge fish being taken away like that. Red crabs invade beach. The Southern Californian coast witnessed an unusual invasion by red tuna crabs. This odd phenomena covered the entire beach in red, which looked nothing short of a clip from a horror movie. Thousands of tiny crabs lay in the sun all over the beaches. The reason for this odd behavior is still not determined. The authorities tried removing them from the beaches, and many of the beachgoers even collected them for dinner. They do look delicious. Skeleton Beach, Namibia. Known as the land God made in anger by the indigenous sea people, it is a coast with some really harsh conditions, like the upwelling of cold currents, dense fog, and marshy lands. The area's name is derived from the whale and sea bones that once littered the shore from the whaling industry. But in modern times, the coast is home to the shipwrecks caught in the unforgivable weather of the Skeleton Beach. Nowadays, it's a hotspot for tourists and their glamping trips. Jelly blob on beach. What would be your first thought if you encountered something like this? A clip captured in October 2018 in an unknown location shows a huge jellyfish-type blob on the beach. While trying to figure out the true nature of this blob, the last thing you'd want to do is touch it or pick it up, which these locals did out of curiosity. Apart from the fact that it looks quite disgusting, it can also be quite dangerous as well. The jelly blob could be anything from jellyfish to an alien, and its sting could prove to be quite lethal. Girl catches bluefin tuna. Catching a tuna this big would probably be the catch of a lifetime for an average fisherman. Footage posted on social media in February 2022 shows a girl who caught a huge 1,000-pound bluefin tuna off the coast of Florida. The catch was made after a coordinated effort made by a group of fishermen, and with the help of Abe David, this massive catch was made successfully. A catch like this is worth a fortune, and it displays the skill sets of a fisherman. Orca stuck on rocks. A video posted in December 2021 shows a distressed orca that was found stuck on rocks. Locals in the area tried their best to help the animal stay alive by throwing water at it. Later, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, arrived in the area and managed to free the stuck orca on rocks once the high tide came in. According to them, the orca got stuck after it came too close to the rocks when the low tide kicked in. Angry hippo chases. No one knows who or what pissed this hippo off, but it surely wants to only settle with blood. Video captured in June 2021 shows a really angry hippo chasing a boat with tourists aboard on Lake Victoria in Kenya. While out exploring the area, they were being stalked by a hippopotamus that was eyeing them from several meters away. All of a sudden, this giant animal wasn't having it, and the manner it chased shocked sightseers. Imagine if the boat didn't start in time, or the engine, for some reason, stopped in between. Surfer fights off shark. No matter how much you love being in water, this definitely would leave anyone traumatized. The video was captured during a world surfing competition in Johannesburg, South Africa in July 2015, where one of the surfers was attacked by a shark. Mick Fanning is a 3-time world champion from Australia who was attacked by a shark that approached him from behind. In a desperate attempt for survival, he managed to hit the shark multiple times, jammed his board in the shark's mouth, and managed to escape unharmed. Shortly after the incident, the surfing competition was cancelled. Hundreds of whales beached. On October 13, 2022, almost 500 pilot whales were washed ashore by New Zealand's Chatham Islands. According to experts, these whales died due to disease, which can spread quickly as they travel in pods. Once they are sick, it hampers their ability to swim in high tides and ocean currents. The two groups' whales were stranded, and hundreds died shortly after, while some were euthanized. Scientists believe that climate change can also be the major cause of incidents like these. Huge hidden saltwater crocodile. Since they can live on land, water, and use both to ambush and catch their prey, these massive saltwater crocodiles are some of the most dangerous animals that you shouldn't be around. A clip taken in Brettles Wild Farm in Bloomsbury, Australia in May 2019 shows a huge, hidden saltwater crocodile that gradually appears as one of the locals tries to get its attention. Imagine if you're going for a swim, unaware of a huge beast hidden somewhere plotting to make a decent meal out of you. Shark feeds on dead dolphin. Witnessing the brutal, raw moments of nature is ironically better than a place that we call a zoo. Drone footage taken in 2020 by the Southern California coast shows a great white shark who tore apart the bleeding carcass of a dolphin as it was in the middle of its lunch. As terrifying as they may be, they are the cleaners of the ocean. Moments like these are quite rarely documented, where a predator can be seen playing its role in balancing nature. Unknown sea organism. Maybe it is from a crashed UFO or something. A clip captured in October 2012 by a local resident shows an odd-looking organism that he found on a secluded beach in Australia. It looks like a tiny human figure with a body much like the common alien sketches that we know of. Could it be that one of these unidentified flying objects or saucers crashed somewhere with this one on board? If you look at the clip closely, it almost looks as if it was still alive, but perhaps severely injured. According to the video source, this thing is placed under observation of marine research, and the area is now restricted. Jungle in a ship. With the increasing effects of climate change, the idea of exporting floating forest could be very useful and interesting. The SS Airfield shipwreck is a 108-year-old ship that naturally turned into a floating forest after being left abandoned. It was built as a 1,140-ton massive vessel as a steam collier and launched in 1911. It served the American troops stationed in the Pacific region during World War II. After a 6-decade service, the coal-carrying ship was retired and later on sent to Homebush Bay to stay there for good. The ship lies in the bay, which was once a bustling trading post, but was later turned into a shipbreaking yard. The decommissioned ships that were once used to transport coal were abandoned until it got crowded with trees. Alligator chases during fishing. A video from May 2021 shows a 22-year-old man who had the most terrifying moment of his life while tarpon fishing at sunrise in a tropical wetland in Florida. To his luck, he managed to catch a fish, but that's when things took a nosedive. As he was trying to pull his catch out, a huge, hungry alligator followed, and the young man was instantly stunned. He managed to step back as the reptile chased him in an intimidating manner. Seconds into the clip, the alligator returned back into the water. Judging by the body language of the gator, it didn't like competition in its territory. Giant leatherback sea turtle. If you haven't seen a turtle this big before, it's probably because it's an introvert. A video uploaded in October 2018 by an unknown source shows a gigantic sea turtle that was found. According to the source, the crowd gathered in shock to stare at this rare sighting, which made the turtle get back into the water, and minutes later, it was gone. Shark attacks inflatable boat. Great white sharks are surely stepping up their game of catching prey. Video taken in April 2014 off the coast of Mossel Bay in South Africa shows a curious and possibly hungry great white shark that appeared out of the blue. It was eyeing the people on the boat while biting the air-filled boat with its razor-sharp teeth. Considering how fragile the boat is to sharp objects, surprisingly it remained intact, or at least didn't start to sink, which would have been an absolute nightmare. If you're going to be sailing anytime soon, you might want to avoid inflatable boats. A bull on the beach. The entire point of being on a beach is to enjoy the peaceful sight of nature, but not on this beach. A video taken in Huntington Beach in October 2017 where a bull that was partially restrained is running around while the locals are putting up a show. Although this might be quite dangerous, that doesn't stop adrenaline junkies from having the time of their lives. This can seriously turn into a terrible tragedy if proper precautionary measures are in place. Zombie fish. A fisherman found a bunch of dead fish, but as he knew the trick, he revived them back to life. Plecostomus suckermouth catfish are known to go into hibernation, in which their bodies become bone dry and dead. But they come back when water is poured on them. Lucky woman dodges jet ski. This video shows how important luck and instincts are sometimes. It was just a normal day at the beach for these girls, as they were taking pictures on a jet ski, when all of a sudden, another jet ski came crashing in. But luckily, the girl on the jet ski got off just in time to save herself from a trip to the ER. Imagine what would have happened if the girl hadn't noticed the jet ski coming towards her. Rare albino whale. Every once in a while, we come across a video of a stranded humpback whale on the internet. They are huge. We all know that, but have you ever seen a white humpback whale? The albinism in whales, which causes them to have a white-collar skin, is due to the lack of melanin. On June 16, 2022, an albino whale carcass washed up on the Malakuta Beach, eastern Victoria in Australia. At first, it was thought to be that of a world-beloved albino humpback whale, famously known as Migaloo, but it was smaller in size, and later confirmed by the government officials that it belonged to a female humpback. Somehow, it reminds me of the infamous Moby Dick. Beach disappears in Australia. In September of 2018, a large part of Inskip Beach was engulfed by the ocean. The frightened visitors stood in disbelief and recorded as this incident took place. The landslip was about 300 meters, the largest of its kind. This has been the third one related to the same area in Queensland, Australia. Now personally, I wouldn't stand there, not even for a second. But lucky for us, these brave Aussies were able to capture this unbelievable moment on camera. Gift from the sea. One morning on the beautiful beach of Nunaog Island, there was a gift for kids from the sea. Thousands of Kinder Eggs washed up on the sea. Kinder Eggs are plastic egg-like containers with little toys in them. The plastic concerned the environmentalists that it might mess with the ecosystem of the sea, but they couldn't move all the eggs alone. So, they asked the kids to collect them. These eggs came after the Hurricane Axel hit northern Germany. A cargo ship that was carrying these 5 bags filled with these Kinder Eggs was traveling from China to the Bremerhaven port of Germany that was caught in the hurricane and lost those bags. Mysterious blue creature. Thousands of tiny sailboat-like blue gelatinous creatures washed ashore in San Pedro in April of 2019, piquing the interest of residents. These sea creatures are called by-the-wind sailors. They resemble man-of-war, but they are not jellyfish. Rather, these tiny things are colonies of hydroids. Tiny plant-like creatures live in the salty ocean water. According to the fishermen, finding these tiny species indicates that the sea has a healthy ecosystem. Moving pickles. These thousands of translucent sea creatures that resemble baby dill pickles have washed up on the Oregon beaches, amusing the tourists who see them. But don't worry, this isn't a pickle invasion. These are bioluminescent gelatinous animals. Each individual pickle is a colony of individual organisms, and these organisms are called pyrosomes. Usually, pyrosomes are rarely seen like that on the beaches, which is why a large number of pyrosomes washing up on the shores is shocking the marine biologists. The ocean holds a lot of odd-looking yet amazing things. Sea lion chases woman. Most of us find sea lions to be extremely adorable and smart. This one sea lion in this video decided to stalk this poor woman. The video shows a playful sea lion chasing a female beachgoer around. The lady can be seen enjoying their innocent little games as well. The sea lion pretends to get tired and stops, but every time the woman comes close to him, he starts chasing her again. How adorable is this seal? Wild and free, just like the sea. Sin ship wreckage. A ship once dedicated to sin was destroyed by the winter storm in the December of 1936, known as SS Monte Carlo. Now, its wreckage is sitting hidden underneath the sands of Coronado Beach, California. The wreckage occasionally makes its appearance, but in 2016, the El Niño storms moved the sand enough to reveal a greater part of the ship. The ship used to host gambling and drinking during the Prohibition era and would host 18,000 people every week during its glorious time. Look how breathtaking it looks from an aerial view. Ice tsunami on beach. As if the usual tsunami wasn't bad enough, video taken by a resident at the shore of Lake Erie in January 2021 shows waves of water bringing ice on the land. Influenced by strong winds, the beach started getting overrun by huge blocks of ice, as every passing wave would leave a new batch of ice, almost as if nature was throwing huge blocks onto the nearby residents. This picture was taken on Bondi Beach, Australia, where a huge creature with hundreds of weird tentacles appeared on the beach of Australia. The strange creature and the men in hazmat suits caught the attention of the beachgoers. The creature looked like a giant octopus straight from the depths of hell. Well, don't worry, the apocalypse hasn't started yet, so you're safe. This octopus from hell is not real, but placed there for the promotion of the final season of the Netflix show Stranger Things. What do you guys think about these kinds of promotional stunts? Do they spread panic among the public? Let me know your opinions in the comment section below. Friendly giant stingray. Stingrays can be very playful, although one of its kind may have taken the life of a famous TV celebrity, Steve Irwin. The clip captured in 2017 at a beach in Spain shows a giant stingray that surfaced when a local was feeding fishes. Surprisingly, this giant stingray was so friendly that it not only let him feed it, but even pat on its back numerous times. Although they have a huge dagger-like needle hidden on its tail that they use against predators, this one seemed quite friendly. A drowning dog rescued. With dogs being man's best friend, or woman's in this case, it's only fair if it works the other way around. Footage taken in 2017 in Amsterdam shows the aftermath of a dog that fell into the water from the pier while playing. Although most animals are naturally talented swimmers, they are vulnerable to strong currents and cold water, which can take out even the best of swimmers. The dog's best lady friend came to the rescue and tried her best to get the poor dog out. Another good Samaritan stepped into the water to lend a hand as well. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.